So, the first reader tonight actually couldn't be here physically. Christopher Kuhl is experiencing some health issues. He couldn't get over here. But we are lucky to have Ray Zemer, who is going to be kind of a proxy reading for Christopher. Christopher's writing focuses intensely on how people deal with change, our coming of age, how we process grief, how we cope with death, our own upcoming demise in addition to the death of others. Kuhl's description of the human condition and our relationship with time reveal a deep spirituality. His life as a poet in a small town appears frequently in his work. His collection to a rural natural setting that is evident as he is originally from the northern Adirondacks. Kuhl now writes in a small river town in Illinois where he has lived for the past 32 years. So I asked each of the writers tonight, I gave them a selection of facts about themselves, and I asked them to tell me which one they would prefer I read. So since Christopher couldn't be here, I asked Ray to answer for me. And so this applies to Ray. So Ray is said to begin every writing session by playing a single note on a didgeridoo to summon the muse. So please welcome Ray to read for Christopher. Thanks.
Hi, thanks for welcoming here. Thanks for including Christopher. I've known him about 10 years or so, and he's always been experimenting, challenging himself with new styles, and he's just an amazing poet. So I'm glad you can get a taste of his latest work, the book Joy in the Journey, a book of Dharma. And I've got some of other samples of his work at the table over there if you want to check out other things he's done. On Dharma, I'll just tell you I'll just read off what Christopher has said about it in his introduction to this book. What is Dharma? A lesson that, according to the Buddha, leads us through birth, life, death, and rebirth, and thus is something upon which to meditate. We do this through our many lives until we reach wholeness, nirvana, enlightenment. The Buddha said that Dharma is the universal truth common to all individuals at all times. It is not limited to practicing Buddhists, card-carrying Buddhists as it were, nor limited to the East. One can be a secular Buddhist, not believing in many lives, but embracing its many humane values, shared by most spiritual practices, whether pursued in formal religions or not. Two precepts I found in my secular spiritual practice were joy and the journey. When I started writing Dharma a little over 2 years ago, I didn't know what I was doing or where I would go, but I felt a great joy in the writing, and in my journey felt ever greater joy, right up to the book's final Dharma. I wasn't concerned so much in knowing ahead of time where I was going. I just looked at the world around me and meditated upon its truth in each of my Dharma. I am primarily a pastoral poet, and my Dharma reflect that. My secular yet spiritual Dharma differ from those of traditional, formal practicing Buddhists. I write of the physical, sentient world and my place in it, coming at it from different perspectives, exploring certain images, and coming to a point of vivid understanding. That is the journey, and that, even in darker moments, is the blissful joy. So this book has 150 different, what he calls Dharma, and I'm going to read the ones that Christopher selected for tonight. And they're numbered, but I'm just going to give you the titles that come with the numbering. And the first one is Gray Light. The sorry and tarnished moonlight spills into the pointless daily gray even sunlight cannot lift. The world wrinkles dreams faster than skin.
5 minutes, 15 seconds.
Owl and I. Owl cannot look into the sun. I cannot either. Both Owl and I have only moontide and night shadows to live on, hooting through the dark hours. This has been a night of many talks. The wasp. A wasp hovers by the edge of a door. Its paper house lives by the outside corner of the kitchen window. A foolish boy's rock will knock it down, but the wasp knows who he is. Brokenness. As night deepens, the ancient moon disappears and returns to our lives again and again, forlorn above broken reeds. The map. Know that you are enough, that we are enough. The hills are blue, and patches of hard rock are enclosed in green fields. Look around you. The map is not the territory. Circles. If you want to know how old a tree is, you count the circles. But you have to cut it down. Dead, it will grow no older. You, on the other hand, have no circles. Consider yourself lucky the axe won't swing your way. Grief. Outside the windows of my room, the winter light begins to fade, closer, ever closer to the dark. Sit still, be quiet, let the grief come. The seed. How will it germinate? How will it grow? Will there be anything by season's end to harvest? The seed has fallen by the wayside, lost to stony ground. Turnips. Naked, I let go and experience the tenderness of being. This is what it means to love yourself. A hard thing, because you see, you think, what you feel is hunger. You need to partake of the food of concentration and discernment. Squeeze the stone found in the earth, beneath the earth, where turnips grow, and feed on them in your heart by faith with thanksgiving. Meditation on solitude. There is a tree, full and green, but no forest. A gently rolling, sunlit meadow, but no mountain. And yet, in the distance, blue-gray hills mark the boundary of the clouds surrounding this one tree. This is a good place to rest. Even the shadows near and far are silent. Now the meadow welcomes the tree that welcomes the sky, embracing the living spirit of solitude. Winter birds. 4 birds look at their reflection in a winter window, then wheel away to settle on a snow-covered branch, all in a row. Flood. You speak, I am silent. I do not understand the language you make. All I know is that my silences struggle not to drown in your flood of words. The lake. You can speak to the lake, but it will not answer. It is not a god to listen to or answer your prayers, no matter how fervent. Maybe what you really want is to wade into the cool water and thank the lake for the ripples it makes silently around you. Memories. The sun drops low in the west, floating on a dark sea of clouds gathering along the horizon. Hills carry the sky on their shoulders, a long, quiet shimmering in the verdant fields. And I remember the comfort of easy friendship. Cold river. The mountain does what the mountain wants to do. We have no control over it. Life or death, it never ends. I gaze out at the cold river, and it's inside my eyes flowing. Put that fire out and bring me the moon. And Christopher ends the sequence, except for the last poem, the last Dharma, he ends it with these three haiku called Seashells. One, early winter nights, a seashell lingers on shore in a sprained twilight. Two, what do I want and how badly do I want it? Life in a seashell. Three, we speak to seashells, but still get off course, lost, yet enjoying the sea. Thank you very much.